When Meredith called security to kick me out, my heart dropped.
Security, please escort her and her husband out.
In front of her mother and her children and like her son who's never around. I mean, this is embarrassing.
I felt really bonded to Meredith in that moment. She stood up for me.
I've never been like slut-shamed like that. Like, I'm a good girl. Angie.
She knows. She owes you an apology.
Yeah.
She stood up for herself. She stood up for women in general.
I think that for her, too, it was also hurting because it's like, you're degrading another woman, and that was like the last straw for her, I think.
Why are you showing up at a family event when she clearly doesn't have any respect for my family? But you're here, that's fine. Like, great, celebrate. So then Brittany comes up to me and says that Angie's been slut-shaming her. It's just this very degrading behavior towards other women that I have personally experienced and witnessed from her. So of course I'm gonna believe Brittany when she says that to me. And I'm like, you're supposed to be here supporting my family, that you clearly don't respect my family, and now you're gonna slut-shame women. You gotta go.
Like, you keep trying to put me out of all your events.
I know.
Excuse me, sir. Could we get security, please?
Excuse me, she needs to leave. I'm the hostess of the dinner, and her behavior is not acceptable. I'd like for her to leave.
So you're gonna recycle the material and like, oh, I'm gonna get you this, I'm gonna invite you.
You even brought a gift. I didn't even bring a gift. The gift was myself.
I gave her some product because I love to do that. I prayed, I closed my eyes when I was supposed to close my eyes. I greeted her family, I
You
congratulated.
wasn't even talking to me.
I knew I needed to like be mindful, be thoughtful, be kind,
Be demure.
participate, be demure. And she kicks me out in front of everyone. She doesn't even have all the facts. She doesn't even know that Brittany provoked me.
I have been so nice to you. No, you basically called me a slut.
She was going to make sure you leave this time, and she's going to hire security to do it. I'm hoping that that's not what she was doing, but that's what it looked like.
I don't know why she didn't want to leave. Why would you want to be somewhere where you're not wanted? Well, I guess she does like that because she showed up in Palm Springs.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? I didn't know you were going to be here.
You know what? I welcomed her into my home. I gave her wine. I made sure I told my family to include her and make her feel comfortable. And she brings me there and does that to me. It was very cruel, the way she did it. And I mean, she's just not anyone that I see myself having anything in common with.
So can you move on and forgive her?
Well, look, forgiveness is always number one.
You have to forgive. You're not bringing no more scrolls.
No scrolls, no more scrolls.
What you want apologies for, all the 17 things that were written down. Was it 17 things or 10?
There was like 6.
It was like a Santa Claus list.
Let's talk about Mary arriving late to your bat mitzvah.
Well, she can't get mad at Brittany now.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Lord, why is there black all over the door?
You can't get mad at other people when you have the same behavior. I have someone meeting me here, hopefully. I understand that we all have a moment, this, that, and the other, but it's quite coincidental that, like, I have conflicts with her and then she's late to both things.
She has to understand I live in Salt Lake City. I am a Salt Lake City resident. I don't live in Park City. And every time you have to get with Meredith, you have to drive an hour just to be with her. And if she can't understand that, then that's just her problem. It's not mine.
It's very different to be late to a reconciliation and planned event. Did you notice when she came in? Because it kind of made a little bit of a disruption.
I'm gonna put it on the table and cover it again.
Man, that's Mary arriving late.
And you all may be seated.
That's really late.
I mean, it's not positive that, like, I'm in the middle of my bat mitzvah and prayers and I'm seeing her wandering, trying to figure out her way in. At one point, I was like, should I get up and help her? You know, like...
I had no idea that you saw her come in late. You were...
Well, thank you.
Very smooth.
I'm glad I came when I did. Otherwise, I would have to see horses pooping, coming in on a chariot or whatever she came in on, and with her and her whole family up there, and like, how was that fun? I actually love horses, but I'm glad I missed all that.
Thing is, like, this is a special day to me, and I'm not going to be distracted or let something like that ruin it for me, you know? To me, it's a shame that it wasn't important enough to her to want to share that with me, but given what happened and the way she treated me in her home and the way that she threw me out of her home and then showed up late when I tried to fix things that I wasn't even responsible for to begin with. It's just not surprising that she wouldn't want to share that moment with me, and that's okay. I was more bugged by me being in the gallery alone, standing there waiting when I have 8,000 other things to do, and I'm literally standing there waiting for her. You know what I mean? The bat mitzvah, like, if you don't make it on time, you don't make it on time. That's on you. You missed a lovely experience, but it didn't change mine. You've shown me what you want out of our friendship. I've gotten the memo. Thank you. We're fine.
Speaking of sold on Salt Lake City, your house hit the market.
It sure did. Todd did show some interest.
Before she listed it, Sean called Todd and said, I know you thought our house was so cool. Do you want to come look at it? And I think Todd might move in there by himself. I was like, it's close enough. We could walk to each other. But I mean, he hates our remodel. He might go live at Angie's.
You know, Todd would be a great buyer because we could go back and visit the house. He lives down the street. I don't think he loves his house, but we don't have enough property for all their dogs. So I think that was a little bit of a downfall for Bronwyn. But yeah, he did love the house. He brought Bronwyn over. And I think Todd thought he would move into our house and Bronwyn would stay down there. And then they could just live happily ever after.
Wow.
Hey, can you tell us what your dreams are for your next home?
This will be the third home that we've built. And my husband builds out all of our businesses. He's really creative. And the minute we moved into our last house that we're living in now, Sean said, I have a dream of building a house on all one level. Basically, no upstairs, no downstairs.
Ramblers.
And I knew, don't get comfortable because we're not going to stay here for too long. And we love the creative process. We love building. We love design. And my daughter's an equestrian, and she's been begging for horse property. So our goal right now is to find some horse property in Salt Lake in a really beautiful area. And we have our eye on a piece and have some horses in the back with an ultra-modern, all one level home.
And that's called a rambler.
Yes.
When they're all one level.
All on one level, thank you. A Rambler, yes.
Yeah, Rambler home.
Rambler feels 70s, but yeah, I guess in a modern home.
We have
like,
one.
Yeah, thank
We
you.
have two of them.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Mary keeps me.
They're convenient.
Yes.
You know?
Well, we're getting older, so the thought of living on all one level, but there's that beautiful property that we are looking at, and we'll only really relocate for this particular property. We love our city views. We've had city views for the last 20 years of our lives together, so this would be something totally different, but my daughter could live out the rest of her childhood at home and maybe stay with us longer if there's horses on the property. And Sean grew up with horses, so it makes sense.
I don't think you're getting too old to walk up and down
I don't
stairs.
either,
Not yet,
right?
not
No.
yet. But that
We
will
need
be
those
mine.
stairs.
Yeah.